If you do something and you sincerely feel that you should not have done it, you feel a sense of having wronged somebody, of having done something that was out of character for you, that was not, didn't sit well with you, you need to own up to it, accept it, and apologize. Once. You do not need to grovel and beg and ask for forgiveness. You need to sincerely apologize once. But there are those that can't even get themselves to apologize that once. Right? Because sometimes just the apology, the acknowledgement that the other person realizes that they have wronged you itself begins the healing process. Because what is it? It's just a word, right? It's just a word. Just the other person says, I'm sorry. And all of a sudden, everything that they did to you, everything that they've said to you is cleansed. No. It can never happen that way. Because you feel wronged, you have to make that right in yourself, with or without the sorry. It's hard to do. We look for apologies, we look for reparations, we look for someone to acknowledge what they have done as wrong. But sometimes it won't come. It will not come. Because there are a lot of people like Henry Winkler on that, what's that show called? Happy Days. Who would go, zzz. He just could not say the word sorry. It was like not cool, right? And that's cute, right? That's cute. It's he means to say it, he wants to say it, but it's just like not a cool thing to do. Like, how could such a cool dude say sorry? Most often, it's not that. It's your ego. It's like you're stepping down in some way or form by saying sorry. So in our family, my mother, whenever there was a fight between sisters, she would call me up and she would say, you apologize. Yeah. So I said, Mom, I didn't say anything. I didn't do what I missed. I apologize. She says, you apologize. Because you're the only one that can apologize, right? That can get the words to the mouth without feeling the burden, right?
Did you have something to apologize for?
Never. It's always, whether it was my fault or someone else's fault, my mom knew that out of all the three, I was the only one capable of apologizing, right? So she'd say apologize. She just wanted everything to get okay. And I used to get mad with her. I said, Mom, you're not siding, you're not being fair here, Shouldn't I get apology in return? She said, it doesn't matter. Whether you get it or you don't get it, you apologize. She would constantly tell me to do that. And I think in a way she kind of trained me to be very quick to own up, accept what I did wrong. Because when you refuse to apologize, when you refuse to say you're sorry, you're just standing on ego. It's like, how dare you talk to me, and I will not lower myself and say any of that to you. And if you think about it, so many relationships get totally ruined. Because even though you're yelling at each other, even though you're shouting at each other, you're misunderstanding, you're screaming, your stress is coming from something else, some work that needed to be done, some bill that needed to be paid. But you shout. And you shout and you make it the other person's fault. You're coming from a space that is not stable. That is not source. You're coming from a space of fatigue and irritation and annoyance at things that you can't control. Something happened 5 minutes ago which made you feel out of control. Something, I don't know what it was. And now it's really easy to fight with someone else. It's easy to shout at someone else. But you can't get yourself to say sorry. You can't get yourself to apologize. Because that would mean acknowledging you've done something wrong, or just going through it and saying that whether the other person has done something wrong or not. How about you? Most relationships break up because I think you have wronged me and you think I have wronged you. And somebody here is too proud to just step down and say, hey, you know, beyond and above and everything, I just wanted to say I love you. That's what you really want to say, because you love the other person. And something came in the way. And you're just too much of a lion in the forest. Right? It's too much to step down and say that. Practice it. Sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. Just a sound. What is that? It's a word. How much does it cost you to say it? If it's going to solve the problem, put a little band-aid on the issue, why won't you say it? What is holding you back from apologizing? From acknowledging what is going wrong? It is so important. It's just not just people. It's countries that need to acknowledge what they've done to other countries.
Oh, yes.
Just an acknowledgement is enough. Till date, we have not had any reparations from England. That stole so much from our country. An acknowledgement. Reparations, they will never be able to pay. They will never be able to make up what they stole. The soul of the country, the wealth of the country. Similarly, I feel like here in this country, there's been no apology for this for the slavery that took place, or in Brazil, or in Latin America, or in any of those countries. All the indentured laborers that were brought from all over. You come and work here, you come and work there. Where is the apology? You see, because to apologize, you have to acknowledge you've done something wrong. And which country is going to acknowledge that they've done anything wrong? They're so self-righteous, we do everything right. We're on the right side of everything. We're the good people. Nobody's going to acknowledge that they've done anything wrong. You go into the British Museum, you see, if you removed all the stolen goods from there, the museum would be empty. There'd be nothing to see. Stuff from India, stuff from Africa, stuff from Asia, right? All the pyramids, all the stuff that they stole from Egypt, nothing to see. In fact, the queen wouldn't have a crown because all the jewels were taken from India.
Really?
Crown, yeah, the diamonds were taken from India. That was the Kohinoor diamond. That was taken from the king of Punjab. Split into two. It was one of the biggest diamonds.
No, they called it a gift.
They called it a gift. They called it a
They
gift.
said now it was gifted to us.
Yeah.
Soft gift.
Yeah.
Soft gift.
Yeah.
Famous Spain, though.
Yeah.
Famous?
It's famous Spain in the name of.
Same as Spain, correct? In the name, so much has been done, not only in the name of colonies, in the name of religion.
It's terrible.
In the name of religion, and I can guarantee you no God would have wanted all those horrible things to happen to their people. No God would
And
have
of course, the
wanted
same
it.
in Israel right now.
Correct. Correct. In
So
Israel,
unbelievable.
you go anywhere in the world, I don't think I can find a place in the world where they don't need to apologize. They don't need to apologize. But, you get into politics there, and maybe that's not such a good idea, but an acknowledgement of the things that we do makes us look at a past act and learn something from it. See, so I always tell you, don't look back, don't look at the past. The past is gone. Wipe the slate clean. Yes, for the most part, we do that. The only time you're ever going to look back is if there's something to be learned from an act of yours. There are many things that, if you let your guard down, there are many moments in your life where you feel that cringing, where you wish you could have done something differently. It comes up again and again and again. Something you said to someone, something you did with someone, or maybe you went out with the wrong guy, or you just cringe and you say, oh God, I wish I had not done that, right? We have so many moments of regret. And it's important to understand that if one learns from that, if you learn something from that experience, then it's all okay. It's perfectly okay. Because life is all about learning and moving forward. We cannot really go back to the past. We cannot dwell in the past. We learn from what happened to people in the past and we move forward. That's how it has to be. And there is no shame in acknowledging that you made a mistake. It's okay. We all make mistakes. That's why we're human. And we make mistakes because the rules were not made by us. Right? The rules were made by someone else. And who is to say how angry you get? Right? We all get angry, we all get annoyed, we're all tired, we're all exhausted. We sometimes say things we don't mean. And usually it's to people that are close to us. Or you're very careful with your boss. You will be you won't say anything to your boss or to your in-laws or to your daughter or your daughter-in-law. No. You'll be very careful. Even when you're tired and exhausted. But you let fly with your husband or your child or your, the one that for sure loves you, is always there. That's the person you'll attack. And it's okay. It is perfectly okay.
Does he think so?
Karni, can you just mute yourself?
Examples.
I have a lot of people in my life that I fight with on a regular basis that will never apologize to me, that bring out the worst in me. There are people that push my buttons, and that's because I allow them to. That's because I allow them to. And when you get into a state, when you get drawn into their state of being unhappy and miserable and agitated and loud, you find yourself saying things you never intended to in the first place. You hear the words coming out of your mouth and you're saying, what am I saying? When you say things that that are out of character, you are caught up with the emotion of the moment. At that point, you are the emotion. And if people tell you that you're doing something wrong, or you're, just chill, in fact, that's the worst thing you can tell someone who is angry and is bursting out. It is only when you calm down and you come back to yourself that even the recognition is there. Oh my God, I wish I had not spoken that way. Yeah. And there's no need to retaliate or have the last word every time. You know, I always admire Malala because she says she was a student and the Taliban came to her and shot her in the head. And she says, even if Taliban is in front of me and you put a gun in my hand, I will not shoot them back. I will not do it. Because that is not me. That is not who she is. So sometimes it's okay to say nothing. Somebody shouts. Let them shout. I use my famous saying, if the wolf howls, should the moon care? The moon has to shine regardless. You don't have to get that last word in. You don't have to be the winner of the argument. You don't have to, it's okay to recognize that the other person is in a bad mood. Keep quiet. Wait for 5 or 10 minutes. What they've said. They will feel the regret themselves. And if they don't, so be it. At that time, you say, well, I'm never going to talk to them. How dare they talk to me? This is it. Ending the friendship. Enough of taking me for granted. You say all these things for yourself. You get so mad. You think, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say that. You plan all these talks in your head, then you don't say anything. Because it's not in your nature to say those things. And there are people that want you to continuously remind you how indebted you are to them.
Yeah.
Oh, I thank you so much. Thank you. You did that for me in 2004. Thank you so much. Again and again and again and again. To apologize for something you said again and again. Because they remember what you said, but you've forgotten. Forget all these things. These words, they're just vibrations. He said, she said, you're here for another 15, 20, 30, I don't know how many years. Why are you trying to fill your life with so much of misery? Why are you trying to figure out what other people are like? Do you have to apologize? Apologize. Sorry. What's the harm in saying that? How difficult was that? It's the easiest thing in the world to say, I'm sorry. And to feel it.
I think it's an act of respect also.
Correct. Correct. Absolutely. But what way do you say that? It's an act of respect.
To apologize, and because some people think it's a weakness, and to me it's a strength.
Absolutely. That's the thing. That's why I said, when I think of my mom as telling me to apologize, I'm honored.
Yeah.
I'm honored because she thinks I'm strong enough
to do it.
And not feel the burden of it, right? That's like it's a coming down from my pedestal, right? Yeah, you said it absolutely correctly. It's your strength. It
How
is
do you
not your
feel about
weakness.
apologizing for something you don't have to apologize for?
It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me.
That's because you're
Just a word.
It's just a word. If it's going to make the situation better,
You're sorry it happened.
if it's going to make a situation better, I will do it.
okay.
I will apologize on behalf of my people. I will apologize on behalf of my family. I have no problem. I'll do it once. I'll do it once. I cannot do it again and again. I won't grovel. I won't grovel. And there's no need to grovel. You say sorry once, sincerely, and then you let it go. And that's the trick. Om Namah Shivaya. Hello. If you like that video, please do give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that red subscribe button, like and share so I can bring you more videos just like this. Don't forget, happiness is your birthright.